Yo, welcome to the stream, everybody. We got a little bit of a different one today, and wasn't really expecting to stream. So that's the reason no notice. But today we're going to be doing something a little bit special. By the title, you can clearly see that we're going to be doing a next-gen diecast. As you know, I'm a big Nascar fan, Denny included. So I decided to decided to do a diecast because I have a lot of diecasts for next gens, and I got a pretty good collection for you. It's just a little chill out thing. Kind of bored, really, before we go into the Coca-Cola 600. But we have a bunch of NASCARs here, and we can get started pretty quickly. I just gotta set them all up here. Now, how this will work is we're going to set up a bunch of cars. We're going to go over the pros and cons of the car. So some may have a really cool design that I like, or some just really look like designed well with perfect schemes and sponsors. And you got some that are not really the coolest, and then have poor decals designs. So it's really going to depend on all that. I'm going to rate them maybe out of 10. I haven't really decided yet. But it looks like we are ready. So I'm going to start off with, why not? Let's start with Denny Hamlin. So here we have the number 11 FedEx Toyota. And this is a pretty cool car, I have to say. Not only is it, awesome because it's Denny Hamlin's car, but actually, move it over here. There you go. It's really, really good. Now, there's really, no issues with this car. I mean, it's pretty spot on with the sponsors. Some of it might not focus very well. But a very, very cool car. Not really many issues really at all with this, actually. It's a very nice car. So I'm really gonna have to give this a 10 out of 10. I'm not trying to be biased or anything, but it really is a 10 out of 10 car. Sponsors are perfect. The paint scheme is perfect. Just really, you can't get much better. So now we have, I should have written in numerical order, shouldn't I have? That's alright, I guess I'll just show you some. So here is Austin Cindric's Auto Trader car. Now, this was kind of like a random one. I really got it because they were really cheap. So these ones I actually got at Crackle Barrel. Now, yeah, you might have never figured that these, would actually have NASCARs, but they do. And I got a couple of them. I think I got 3. And these are pretty sweet. And the same as the Denny Hamlin car, it has perfect sponsors on it all around. Let's see, look at the back. It's actually nice and bold there. Just can't really focus. But you can see that it's a very perfect sponsor. So, so all in all, I'm going to have to give this a solid 8 out of 10. The scheme isn't crazy. But, as you can clearly see, the sponsor is imperfect. So I'm going to have to give it an 8 out of 10. Very nice car. Especially for Crackle Barrel. It's a pretty good scheme. So next up we have Alex Bowman. Now this is a little bit of an older one, as this is his old Ally car. Of course they changed it this year. But as you can clearly see, nice. Here, actually, hold up. I actually want to see something. So if we switch around, would this be move it better? Oh no, it's still backwards. Okay, well, I guess I just kind of rotated this for nothing. But you see, this is his old Ally car. And again, it's a very solid paint scheme, not the best, but again, a great sponsoring. There's not a single thing wrong with this car in terms of sponsors. So I'm gonna have to give this a solid, I would say 8 out of 10. It's better than the Cinder car in my opinion, but it's just the sponsoring. It's just really, really good. So give that an 8 out of 10, and this is probably one of my favorites. Brad Keselowski's Violet Defense car. Now, I believe he's only has this last year. He might run it this year. I don't remember. But you can see here, Violet Defense is so good. Really nothing wrong with this car as well. My finger. The scheme is perfect. The sponsors are even perfect. This really can't get no better. And you look at the back. Violet Defense very clearly on the car. and even like a number on top, the name. It's perfect all around. I'm gonna have to give this a 10 out of 10. It's so good. And not to mention, Brad Keselowski for Roush Fenway has put in such good NASCARs out in the real world. Let's go with Ryan Blaney. I believe he still runs this car. And but this is technically a last year's car. This is when I got it. I gotta say though, very clean with the sponsors again, and especially like right here under the Menards. There's like 6 sponsors right there. Actually 5, but they're just perfectly placed. Like really amazing. And also this is his Menard slash Libman car. You can see the hood, pretty spot on. You got the back, which I believe is, it's a little tiny bit crooked, but like barely noticeable. Like you have to like really look at it. The number on top, actually placed, it is backwards for some stupid reason, but you see perfect. So on the other side, very clean. So I'm gonna have to give this a solid. For the paint scheme, I'll do a good 7 out of 10. It's not the best paint scheme in the world, but it's very nice and vibrant. Sponsoring is pretty solid. So I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. Alright, what should we do next? Let's go with a little bit of a strange one. We got Josh Bilicki. Now, I assure you that probably nobody buys his cars, but I wanted to because it's just so clean. Like, it's just a very cleanly made sponsor. See the back there? The back is actually a little crooked. You can kind of see right there. It's just slightly crooked. Good spot on. The roof door could maybe be placed a little bit to the left on your screen, to my right, but to your left. Pretty nice. Yo, welcome to the stream. But Josh Bilicki, he doesn't get much credit because, he is on Spire. Well, in this year anyway. This is his last year car. But it's nice and clean. So I'm going to have to give this an 8 out of 10. Sponsoring could be a little bit better, mainly on the back. As you can kind of see there. But, not bad. So I'll give it an 8 out of 10. Now this is a little bit more of a special one here. We got Chase Briscoe here with his, this is actually his playoff car. As you can see, the little yellow tag on the window and the rear. But this is going to be, actually, I'm going to probably get this a 9 out of 10. Mainly because of how the sponsoring is on this car. And again, it is perfect. I try to do pretty good on these. See the back there. The back isn't really nothing special. It's just a little bit of a website there, but it's pretty spot on. 14 car nicely placed on both sides and roof. You can see there. So I'm going to have to give this a 9 out of 10. It's such a cool car as well. The Magical Vacation Planner Ford Mustang Sword House Racing. This is a really nice car, I have to say. Of course, you got MVP. It's a little bit backwards, of course, on your screen, but MVP right there. Yeah, 9 out of 10. It's a very nice car. Okay, well, now this is where it gets really strange. We've got Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Now, this is last year's, and I really never knew this until I bought it. But this is actually his test run car. Because you can clearly see Kroger on the hood right there, but no sponsors literally anywhere else. You got Kroger down there again, but just no sponsors neither on the back, the sides, nowhere. So I'm gonna have to kind of think this is a test run car or something like that, because where are the sponsors? And you got this weird little orange swipe here, like kind of random. I don't know why it's there. So for the very little sponsoring it has, it's pretty good. But like if I knew it was gonna be a test run car, I would not have bought it. So it's pretty boring. I mean, I'm gonna have to give it like a 5 out of 10. Sponsoring is good. Number placement is actually, oh, hold up. Yeah, that's one thing about this car also. The number placement. This is supposed to be more towards the front of the car, I believe. This is in the middle. And it's kind of the same as the other side. It's like directly in the middle. Normally the numbers are like right here. So that's a little weird. Welcome to the stream. So I understand the whole point of that. It's kind of strange. But it's an okay car. But if it was more sponsors on it, I probably would have gave it a little bit more. We got Chase Elliott, the fan favorite, with his Lumar window films paint scheme. I have to say the colors on this is pretty good. Now I never actually liked this car because of the weird number color. Like why in the world would they choose blue on it? It's kind of strange. But sponsoring is pretty good. You know, you got Hooters, UniFirst down there near the wheel. Got the big Lomar logo that's not crooked. The numbers on both sides are not crooked. We got Napa down on both ends. We got Napa on the back. That's pretty well placed. Lumar on the very back of the car, the toe. Pretty darn good as well. So, I do have to give this probably an 8. Actually, I'm going to do a 7. A 7 out of 10. It's just not great, really. But like if the paint scheme itself, like that's what's giving me a 7 out of 10. But the sponsor is pretty good. But it's just not great. So I will give it a 7 out of 10. Probably aggravated a whole lot of people there, but we're gonna move on to our next car here, and we got Bubba Wallace, the McDonald's car, 2311, and this is his last year car. Pretty clean, I have to say, and the addition of the Big Mac and the fries down there, pretty cool. And also, not to mention, it's not crooked or anything on both sides, of course, as well. McDonald's logo placed nice right directly in the middle. It's gonna be hard to see it, but that says McDonald's right there, perfectly placed. So I'm gonna have to give this a solid 9 out of 10. A very, very cool car. Oh, also you have Moneyline on the back right there, perfect place. It's just a great car, really. So we're gonna move on to. All right, we're gonna move on to Joey Logano, his Verizon car. Now he actually still runs it this year. He ran it at Martinsville this year. As I say though, pretty cool car. Of course, Verizon, I believe, is placed pretty perfect on both sides. You got AAA insurance, right there. Auto Trader, I believe, is on both sides. You got 5G on the hood, nicely placed. Verizon is just a tad crooked, but barely noticeable. You have to be looking at it for like 5 minutes to notice. Not to mention, what really makes me love this paint scheme is it fades red to black. I really love that. It's really like a different twist on his schemes because he always has that like boring shell paint scheme that he always runs. So I have to say it's pretty good. You got the number on top there, pretty even. So I'm gonna have to give this a solid 8 out of 10. It's a very nice car. Glad he still runs it too. Now y'all are gonna love this one, Greg Biffle. Now, of course, he ran this at the Daytona 500 a couple years back. Now, this is sleek. You got Grambling State University, of course, on the side. You got the Puma logo down there because, of course, Puma actually sponsored him. And, of course, you got the logo for Grambling University. Very clean. Pretty spot on, too, really. Of course, it says, "We are gambling" on the back. It's backwards for you, but it says, "We are gambling." The 44 on top. Nice and clean. So I'm gonna have to give this a 9 out of 10. And of course, it's kind of hard to see on the car, on the camera, but you can kind of see like this weird like stripe, like design on it, which is really nice. Gives it kind of like the zebra vibe. It's really clean. Sucks that he only had to run it for one race, but it's glad to see that he got back in the car with that scheme. It's really awesome. We got Harrison Burton here with his Motorcraft car. Motorcraft, pretty broad on the hood and the sides. Got the iconic Motorcraft there. Now, on your side, you can see that it is pretty crooked, the Motorcraft logo. As you can see, like the number placement. Actually, the number placement's even a little weird too on that side. These are one of the ones I got from Crackle Barrel. And it is probably one of the little bit more messed up ones. The back Motorcraft, pretty good. Number placement on top, nice. So It would be a pretty solid car if it had that or didn't have that little like issue on that side there. Really, the whole side's kind of messed up. So that is gonna make it down to about a 4 out of 10 for me. If it was a perfect sponsored car with like the nice sponsors straight, I would probably give it a solid 6 out of 10. But it's Crackle Barrel. I mean, can't really expect much from him. We got William Byron, his Exalta paint scheme. This is from when the next gen car got, of course, got introduced. This is his car, and I have to say, probably a top Hendrick car in the last couple of years. I have to say, it is so cool. We got the certain like layers of stripes. Kind of gives it like that NASCAR look, doesn't it? But you see there, pretty nice car. Which kind of got focus there. You got Exalta there on the hood, nicely placed. 24 placed nicely on the hood, and you got Exalta right there on the back, exalta.com. So pretty nice car all in general. I'm gonna have to give this a 9 out of 10. Very clean car. Let's move on to another RFK car. This time it is Chris Buescher here with the scheme. It is Fifth Third Bank. Now, I have to say I'm a huge fan of this car as well because it kind of gives this like Minecraft look on the side. Goes from white, fades to green, and then kind of fades to blue towards the end of the car. And of course, you got that beautiful, see if I can get it glare. There you go. That beautiful purple number on the side there. Awesome. Of course, you got Fifth Third Bank on the hood. Nicely placed. Number 17 on the hood, nicely placed. Welcome to the stream. And on the back, you've got Fifth Third Bank nicely on the hood. So really, this is just an awesome scheme, really. I love how it has this like nice little metallic pink, which it doesn't really work with the car, but of course, like with the next gen car how it got introduced, it just looks so good with it. So yep, like I said, I would have to give that a 9 out of 10. Pretty darn good. We got Austin Dillon now. Not the hugest fan of this car. It is his Bass Pro Shops car, similar to Truex is what Truex sponsors. Got Bass Pro Shops on the hood. You got the Bass Pro Shops logo with the Tracker Off-Road sponsor right there. The number placement is pretty solid on there. The Tracker logo on this side could be a little bit placed downwards or maybe a little bit more angled. If you move to the other side, it is pretty spot on. Nice and perfect. The number placement up top, pretty nice as well. On the back, you do have Tracker Off-Road. Pretty solidly placed on the car. So, sponsorship on this car is pretty nice, but for the scheme itself, I'm going to have to give it a 6 out of 10. It is a more boring one. Like, the only shade of color on this car is the roof that you can't really see much of. So, it's an okay car. So we go on to the third Crackle Barrel car that I got. This is the 41 of what in the year was Cole Custer. Now this paint scheme still gets ran. It's not as much as it did before. But you see it says HaasTooling.com car. And you can see the roof or the hood with Haas on it. Now the side scheme, actually let's move to this side. The Haas scheme on this car is so nice. You got these like stripes of like black on it. You can see there near the number. You got this like little like drill bit. You got and what really makes this scheme here is like the little like swoop there. Like it starts at the bottom of the number and it goes up the car. That is such a nice addition. Kind of gives this like second shade. It's like really nice. Of course, you got the back, HaasToolings.com on the back. The number placement on the roof, pretty nice as well. A very nice car. So let's go on to Trackhouse. Now, unfortunately, I do not have a Rash Chastain car yet, but I do have a Suarez here. Now, unfortunately, with this car of course it is a test run car, but it is a clean test run car. So it is the Trackhouse sponsor itself advertising the team. Now, what really would make this paint scheme probably a 10 out of 10 for me is the number. Like, it's got this like, gray number on the side, but would make it like similar to like the RFK cars. Why couldn't they make it metallic? Because that would be awesome. But unfortunately, no, they didn't make it. It's just gray, which is still looks clean. Trackhouse logo on the side. All the logos on the actually just focus. All of the Trackhouse logos on the side, pretty nice as well. On the back, of course, does say Trackhouse on the side or the back. Sorry. So I'm gonna have to give this a 9 out of 10. Nice paint scheme, especially for a test run car. All right, so we got Martin Truex Jr. with his auto owner's insurance car. You see the big A with the sloop on the side. It's a very, very unique A. But again, with the Minecraft look, similar to Chris Buescher's car, as you can probably see, the it's got this very like cyan blue, like squares going towards the back, and the back has a lot of it. But you also got a lot of cyan-ish color at the hood. But the sponsors are placed pretty darn spot on. Really nothing different you can have there. But this paint scheme would be pretty cool if it just didn't have like the random Bass Pro Shops on the back. As you can see right there. Doesn't really make any sense though. I don't get why they have to have the Bass Pro Shops on there. But the sponsorship is really nice. So I'm going to have to give this an 8 out of 10. Pretty nice car. Doesn't really say anything on the back. It just improve human sense. But even got auto owners on the back. Very nice car. So let's go on to, well, with, Kyle Busch in the year. It is a nice, nice car. I've always been a fan of the new Interstate Batteries car. And they still run this type of car. They ran it on Joe Gibbs cars, even Denny Hamlin at one point. At Coda, I believe it was. But you see the Interstate Battery is just so nice of a car. I'm trying to get focus here. But you can see the lightning bolts on the back and the side here. You got Interstate Batteries on the back. The weird roof number is a little bit weird. I mean, I get that they're bringing out the red in the hood probably, but it is a little strange, but I do dig it at the same time. But yeah, it's definitely a 10 out of 10 car. So awesome. Here we got Ty Dillon. Now, he was driving the 42 car, of course, before Noah Gragson. And this is his Black Rifle Coffee Company car. And I have to say, I love, like, the army look that it has on this car. There's cool designs. Like, little circle around the numbers, really cool. And you got Black Rifle Coffee, the logo on the hood. Black Rifle Company on the back, as you can see there. Pretty nice. Sponsorship pretty good. Car is really cool. It just sucks that Ty Dillon really couldn't do anything in this. Move that side. There you go. Number placement kind of weird for the red, but same time that gives it its little character. So for Ty Dillon, of course, it sucks that he couldn't do anything in this car, but it is a very, very clean car. So I'm gonna have to give it a solid 9 out of 10. Here we got Nick Duval, or sorry, I was thinking of something else. We got Kevin Harvick in this very beautiful Busch light car, and of course it says Busch on the side. Very nice addition, as similar to the commercials. Got the Busch beer can on the side there as well. The placement on the sponsors is awesome. We got the Busch light on the back. Of course, the hood, of course. You can't really see the design on it, but it's got the little mountains. Very nice. 10 out of 10 for me. Awesome, awesome car. I believe he still runs it, too. I could be wrong. But we're going down to our last 3 cars here. We got the 20 of Christopher Bell, his DeWalt paint scheme. Pretty sick car, I have to say. I love the addition of like the swoops on this side and this side, as you can kind of see right there. Now in real life, I believe that his number is chrome. Unfortunately, though, they couldn't get it on the car, but still pretty nice. DeWalt on the hood. Of course, you got the DeWalt on both sides. And you got the Walt. Oop, let's see. Yep, there we go. The Walt on the back. I'm gonna have to give this an 8 out of 10. It's a pretty nice paint scheme. Of course, it's only got 2 colors, so it's not a very vibrant car. We got Corey LaJoy in his Soaker Systems car, and boy, is this a sweet one. It's got the addition of like the camo, like kind of like this dark camo with the orange addition. It's so nice. See there on both sides. Now, I believe he does not run this car anymore, but correct me if I'm wrong. But on the back, it's got Nations Guard, so a different sponsor on the back. Very nice paint scheme. Sponsors are perfect. The number is perfect on both sides. So I'm going to have to give this a 9 out of 10. Very sweet paint scheme indeed. And we move on to our final paint scheme of the stream. We got the 45 of what was Kurt Busch in his year. And you see it's got that Money Lion look to it. Money Lion sponsor. So it's got this like nice little like swoop on the side, kind of like a little like line here separating the 2 colors, the like tealish and the black. It's a very nice paint scheme. You got Money Lion right there on the hood. You got Money Lion there on the back. Very sweet paint scheme, I have to say. And I'm gonna have to give this a good 7 out of 10. Very nice paint scheme indeed, and that's the end. But I do kind of want to show you something else. So you remember that scheme that or not the scheme, jeez. Come on, Jaden. You know that poll that I made on YouTube about maybe a week ago on welcome to the stream, by the way. That on the glasses, you had the Pit Vipers and the Oakleys. Well, I have officially picked my glasses that I want, and I have officially decided, if I can open the bag, would be awesome. Alright, hold up. Done some technical difficulties here. There you go. So I decided to go with the Oakleys, even though it technically lost the poll. But I decided to go with the Oakleys. And they're not fake. I promise they're not fake. These cost me, I think, $100 something. Very nice paint scheme. I just said paint scheme. Jeez. My brain's just not working today. But you see these glasses, really nice. You can see, try them on. Very nice indeed. So you got the logo on both sides. I decided to go with this, which it does look a lot better than it did on the website. See, it's got this nice gold like design on it. I'm gonna say very, very nice. But the poll was really just to decide on what you guys' opinion was. Which a lot of you really liked the Pit Vipers. I think I got 75, percent voted on that. It's a very nice glasses, both pair are. But I have decided to settle on the Oakleys. But that's pretty much the end of the stream. I will put some stuff on the Coca-Cola 600 that's coming up very soon, I think at 3. Hopefully it doesn't get rained out, because then I'm probably going to be streaming again because I'm bored. So I'm going to hope you all have a very great day. And I'm going to put these all NASCARs away and dread about it. But I hope you all enjoyed the stream. This will be uploaded very soon. And I hope you have a great day. Tell somebody you love them. Peace.